This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We are here today. My name is Rob. I'm the co-compliance specialist, one of the co-compliance specialists here at Clatsop County, and we're here to talk about Clatsop Plains short-term rentals, and specifically about any complaints that came in during the fourth quarter of 2020. Let me just take a look at our attendees and see if anybody. I don't see. All right, I think we can get started here. I'll pay attention if anybody joins here. Before we get started or get into the complaints, I just want to remind everybody that the county started a short-term rental complaint hotline, and that hotline went live on November 24th. And it is a 24/7 bilingual hotline. You can use it a couple of different ways. The first is to call the phone number 503-325-1001. Or if you don't want to call, you can use the online complaint form. You can find that link by going to the Clatsop County's website and the land use area, and in the code compliance section, there's a link there that will take you to the online complaint form. For Clatsop Plains in the fourth quarter, we received one complaint. It came in about a property, and we made one record for that complaint. It was a noise complaint that came in, and since that complaint came in, we've contacted both the owner and the management company, and they are working towards implementing a few measures to help mediate some of the noise that is occurring. It's noise that's associated with a backyard area, a back patio area, and I talked to the management company a week or two ago, and they were going to work on making some changes, and so we'll follow up with that here in the coming weeks to see if those measures should be effective. And so that is an ongoing thing that we're working through still. That's all the complaints that we received for the Clatsop Plains area. There is a Board of Commissioners work session coming up, and I'm not sure. I think Gail has a couple of things that she wanted to mention about that. Gail?
Yeah, thank you, Rob. This is Gail Henriksen. I'm the Community Development Director for the county, and we have scheduled a work session with the Board of Commissioners on February 24th, and that will be at, I believe, 5 p.m. And what we're going to be looking at are some revisions to the short-term rental ordinance. And I know that that has caused a lot of consternation. We have been inundated with comments and emails from people who are afraid that staff will be recommending that no more short-term rental licenses be issued, or that the ones that are out there be revoked. And I want to be very clear that staff is not making a recommendation about eliminating or limiting short-term rental permits. We're going to be providing all the written comments we receive to the Board of Commissioners, but that's really a policy issue that they will need to discuss amongst themselves and then direct staff as to which way they would like to go on short-term rentals. What we will be presenting to the board on February 24th are two different pathways. One contains the procedural revisions that staff is recommending to the ordinance that will help us better implement code compliance and make sure that people are following the regulations. And so that's one path that we'll be presenting to the board. The other path are those big ticket policy items, which are, should we have short-term rentals? If so, how many, and where should they be located? And on that, all staff is going to do is provide, like I said, the written comments that we've received to date from not only emails, but throughout this series of short-term rental meetings that we've been conducting since July of last year. And that will all go into a packet with some questions that we will need the board to establish policy on and direct staff as to how to proceed. So our item is due upstairs for the February 24th agenda on February 12th. We'll be posting it to the county's website as well at that time, and it'll be available for everybody to look at. In the meantime, either today if people have questions, or in the future if you think of something, I'll put my email in the chat box for everybody, and please feel free to reach out and either send us more comments or if you have any questions. And just to talk a little bit about the procedure on February 24th, so everybody's expectations are clear. The board work sessions typically do not include public comment, and a board work session is established really as a way or a time for the board to meet together in a public setting, but to be able to discuss the policy issues and the concerns that they're hearing from their constituents throughout the county. And so you are more than welcome to attend and listen, but just be aware that there will not be a public comment period during that February 24th meeting. And that's everything I had to say about that. So I'll turn it back over to Rob. Thanks.
All right, thanks, Gail. The next area that we have for today's meeting is some public comments. Just a housekeeping item here. If you've called in on your cell phone, *6 can be used to unmute and mute your phone. *6 on your keypad on your phone there. We have 2 people today registered to talk. The first person on our list today is Casey Hansen. Casey, are you with us today?
I am.
All right, Casey, I can hear you. Go ahead.
My name is Casey Hansen. I am calling in. I work with Turnkey Vacation Rentals. We've been managing in the area for about 8 years. We've been to many of these meetings, always in a passive role, you know, listening, seeing where we can act on our own part to help our homeowners and, you know, basically to manage these vacation rentals as responsibly as possible. On the urging of our vendors and our homeowners, they've asked us to take a more vocal role as municipalities and counties have implemented some really startling restrictions up and down the coast. I think in the short term, all I'd like to say in this is that our doors and our phones are open for anyone in the community who could see a way that we could step in and proactively help make these a welcome part of each community. Certain items that have been on some to-do lists that I would really discourage from a point of view of the homeowners would be certain requests that some people would view as a compromise, but would really threaten the viability of short-term rentals and functionally be doing away with them. Things such as minimum stay requirements, density requirements are something that make a little bit more sense. Occupancy requirements make more sense. They do hurt the viability, but those are reasonable requirements on the home. But yeah, the other one that's been talked about a lot that I'd really encourage people to stay away from, it's really a nuclear option, is an on-site manager, which throws off the whole viability of the model. The more and more of these I sit on, I do see a lot of very tangible, actionable items, and I think that it's important that as managers, we proactively work with members of the communities. I think again and again, garbage comes up and noise comes up, and those are manageable solutions. And I would like to put forward to the people listening who are community members to establish a relationship with the management, because we have an ability to effectively partake in mitigating those things that do create nuisances for you in your neighborhood. All in all, I'll put my contact in the chat, but if anyone has any questions or suggestions or just wants to have conversations about this, this is us really putting our best foot forward to try and help be a proactive part of these conversations. Thanks for the time.
All right, thanks, Casey. The next person on our list today is Jordan Grant. Jordan, are you with us today?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Jordan, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, great. Thank you. Um, my name is Jordan, and I work for Meredith Lodging, which is a local family-owned and operated property management company, and appreciate the opportunity to just make a comment today and be able to speak to you. Just want to read something that we prepared. So there are many ways that short-term rentals benefit the local coastal communities, including Clatsop Plains, and just wanted to share some of those with you. Here at Meredith Lodging, we employ over 200 individuals, primarily along the coast, all providing vacation rental property management services. And our employees, they fill a variety of different positions from housekeeping to maintenance to marketing position, reservations, owner relations positions. And we provide living wage jobs, especially those with opportunities for advancement. And I think most on this call can agree that those are hard to come by on the coast. So we proudly offer those to our staff of local, hardworking people, the opportunity to grow, succeed, and advance at Meredith Lodging. And we give our employees the chance to build a life for themselves and their families on the Oregon coast. In addition to our employees and the employees of other property management companies, short-term rental guests, they drive real tourism dollars to numerous coastal businesses such as gas stations, restaurants, coffee shops, gift shops, aquariums, pizza parlors, ice cream counters, and so forth. So in turn, these businesses are often locally owned and they often employ local residents themselves. These businesses are the heart and soul of the communities, and they thrive when short-term rentals drive tourism dollars into their community. In addition to providing jobs, short-term rentals provide transient tax and other tax revenues, which fund local government undertakings. We've heard it said by some that short-term rentals impact the affordable housing stock, but just don't believe that's so. Nearly all short-term rental houses are homes that are far too expensive to be affordable housing. Our short-term rental guests, however, are so often Oregonians spanning all of the social economic classes, which seems about right to me that all of the people of our beautiful state should have the opportunity to visit the coast. As a business, we would like to continue to grow and expand and add more jobs to the coastal regions, including Clatsop Plains. Reasonable middle ground short-term rental code provisions believe will make this possible. Thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate that. I don't see any other comments in the chat, and those are all the people that have signed up to speak. So essentially, that's what we have for the meeting today. I know there's a few people that came in a little bit later. I saw a few people join. If you have any questions about today's meeting, feel free to reach out. And I just want to thank everybody for taking the time to join our public meeting today and to participate in this process. I don't know if anybody has anything else to say, but I think that pretty much wraps up our meeting. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thank you.
This conference will now be recorded.